Thank you, everybody, for visiting us. I'm Eric Owens, President, CEO, and co-founder of E2Gold. E2Gold is a brand new company. We'll just kind of get started right through here. We completed our IPO in December of 2020, so we've been a public company less than 1 year. We've accomplished a lot during that period of time. We completed our first round of drilling on our Hawkins Project, which is our flagship project in north central Ontario. And we are now following that up with a second round of drill program, which we'll discuss a bit more later. A little bit before we get started on that aspect, a little bit about our share structure. We have 95 million shares outstanding, 164 with options and warrants. Our market cap stands about 20 million now at a 20-cent share price. However, we are very tightly held, 15% insiders, 27% funds, including Crescat Capital, which led our last financing in the summer. They hold 11% currently, and they have a right to maintain that position. But that brought in a number of other funds, including Commodity Discovery Fund, Alpha, AIS, Palisades, Palos. There's a number of funds now that we are rightly proud of having in such an early stage company. And our high net worth individuals make up 23% of the funds, of the shares. So we're pretty tightly held. We don't trade a lot. We've maintained that tight holding over the year. A little bit now about the project location. Our flagship Hawkins Project, shown on the far right of the slide. It's a big property, 540 square kilometers. Our Mckinnon resource, inferred resource, sits in the red star in the center of this property. It is a 6.2 million ton inferred resource, grade of 1.65 grams per ton for 328,000 ounces of gold. All at surface from 0 feet or 0 meters down to about 150 meters. We have 3 other properties, 2 that we've staked nearby, as well as the Bandor project to the west of Thunder Bay. I won't say much more about any of those properties, as the Hawkins project is our main project that we're working on these days. What do we like about the Hawkins project? Well, its location, first of all. We consider it part of a regional play along the western extension of 2 famous mineral gold belts, the north and south on this in purple. The north version being the western extension of the Porcupine-Dester fault zone, which heads across Quebec and Ontario. Southern version on the is the Cadillac-Larder Lake Break, western continuation, as these 2 structures dive below Lake Superior to the west. So it's a great location. We're surrounded by well-known mining camps. The other aspect we like about the Hawkins project is its location in an emerging gold-producing region. 26 million new ounces of gold have been produced or brought to production or on the way to being brought to production in the past 15 years. Again, you can see both to the east and the west, the Hemlo on the west side, Hemlo mining camp, and then to the east, Timmins, Kirkland Lake, which are long-term mining camps in the area. In this central zone, we have companies like Heart Gold, Sugar Zone, Island Gold, Magino, IAM Gold at Cote Lake, and Borden deposit, all new developments. And so it's an exciting area that people are paying attention to. The other aspect we like about the Mckinnon Zone is the fact that the resource is based upon 40-year-old drill data by Falconbridge. Falconbridge came in, drilled about 80 holes over the length of this, what we know about this deposit at the moment, and very little work has been done on this project since then. That's the value add that we see, and we see that a lot. We've been seeing a lot of here at this conference, people and companies working on those activities there. Okay, a little bit more about the details here. The Mckinnon Zone is shown here in a plan view, map view. It's 3.5 kilometers long. As I mentioned, it's all shallow at surface, 0 meters down to 150 meters. That's all we really know about that. And what we show here is our first drill program from the winter. We went in and tried to confirm the old Falconbridge data with 17 holes. We successfully did that. We focused in and around some of their higher grade zones within this deposit, and that we succeeded in doing that, up to 30 grams per ton, up to 30.9 grams per ton over half a meter, 18 grams per ton, 18.2 grams per ton over a meter. So we confirmed some of these locations. However, we're still looking at something that is we don't know much about below the 150 meter depth. So we have a problem with knowing how this goes, how this dives deeper into the ground, and that's where we're going with this today. The other aspect we like about the Mckinnon Zone is its similarities to the Hemlo mine, which is one of Canada's biggest gold mines. 24 million ounces of gold, Hemlo, which is located 140 kilometers west of the Hawkins Project. We see a shared mineralization style that is a disseminated type of mineralization around higher grade quartz veins. And you can see from this piece of core here at the top of that piece of core, there's a big coarse quartz pyrite vein. That's what brings in the high grade gold. Around these coarse quartz veins, we have an envelope of 0.5 gram to 1.5 gram gold material over a 15 meter to 25 meter wide zone. It's a white silicified schist that hosts this mineralization. So this is the similarity, and it provides an opportunity to try and find a more planar type of a deposit rather than a pencil-shaped zone, trying to track down a pencil-shaped zone. So that's important from that point of view. So what we're currently working on, a 10,000 meter program. We have completed about 7,000 meters of that program so far. Like everybody else, we're waiting for assays. Assays are slow to come these days. The whole point of our principal activities here, we have 3 sort of strategies right now that we're targeting with the drill rigs. We have 2 drill rigs turning right now. What we've done here with this slide here is we've superimposed the Mckinnon Zone, shown in purple here at the top of this longitudinal section, transported it 140 kilometers over to the Hemlo mine and superimposed it on the Hemlo mine, shown in yellow here. You can see that there's very much of a possibility of growth here, and that's what we're trying to determine right now. Our main focus right now is a series of holes, as you can see from the row of red and black dots down at the 500 meter depth, that we're trying to hit the target zone, the target Hawkins Zone or Mckinnon Zone at 500 meters depth. We're undertaking 12 holes spaced evenly, and with the concept that if we hit in just 1 or 2 of those holes, we will have been successful to try and determine the footprint, whether this has the footprint to grow to something much bigger than its current 328,000 ounces. If it doesn't, then we have to move elsewhere. But we have a big property. It's 540 square kilometers, so we have a bunch of other work that's ongoing right now to determine other targets. In addition to those deep level holes, now the black holes, the black dots represent what we've completed so far. So we've completed roughly 8 holes of the 12 that were planned. Some of those others are going to have to wait till winter time when freeze-up occurs so we can move the drill rig in. We also have shallow level step-out holes just immediately below to try and see if we can chase down the higher grade zones and see what sort of orientations those might occur in as well. And then finally, our third strategy, drill strategy, is off-trend. We're testing geophysical targets off-trend. So that's our current activities. Going forward, excuse me. Going forward, we have plans and are conducting activities to help develop drill targets for mid to late 2022 as we go forward. The activities we already have plans for early first half of 22 for drilling, but going forward, we're using all sorts of techniques, geophysics and geochemistry, to help us plan for future drill targets. This diagram shows you the magnetic map, the Mckinnon resource shown in red. Data and information such as this will help guide us. The important thing is, one of the important step outs that we do next year will be testing along strike, along trend, east and west. And we have high-grade prospects, which are shown here in the yellow dots, which have never been looked at in the 80 years since they've been discovered. And so we're interested in dealing with those. And then to wrap it up here, you can see here's the size of the whole property here, 80 kilometers long, 540 square kilometers. Location of the Mckinnon Zone. This just summarizes the work going forward in the coming year. Well, our focus will be in the central Hawkins portion, Hawkins Township portion of the property, the narrow portion where you see the Mckinnon Zone pointed out there. That's actually about a 12-kilometer stretch, so it's not a small portion of the property at all. But we'll gradually start stepping out further away from the Mckinnon Zone as time permits. We'll be conducting IP work early in the new year when the ground is frozen, so that's easily taken care of there. And that'll help prepare us for more drill targets as we move farther away from the Mckinnon Zone. On the west side, we've just completed an airborne magnetic survey, a serious airborne magnetic survey, which is going to be the first step for us to be detailing or testing our targets over there, or developing targets to test over there. We like that western zone. It's a very complicated geology. You have the confluence of two major shear zones in the halo of the Strickland Pluton to the west. We like that because on the other side of the Strickland Pluton, we have the Hart Gold Sugar Zone mine. So we think that Pluton plays an important role in the formation of that deposit. So, and it's pretty much this is pretty much virgin territory, this western zone. And we'll be developing, hopefully, drill targets through selected IP work following up early in the new year, so that by late summer or early fall, we can start drilling selected targets over there. And then finally, over on the east, as you can see, we cover most of the greenstone belt on this long project. Over to the eastern block of claims, we actually will be conducting, we just enlarged the property about a month or so ago through staking, and we plan on getting out there with mappers, prospectors, geologists, and geophysics over there for next year as well. So we have a lot of activities on a lot of different levels as we move out a little bit more from the Mckinnon Zone, and we'd like to see these other places develop as well for activities next year. And that's it. That sums up our activities for coming for E2Gold next year.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Thanks.
I would like to start with two questions. First, when will we see the results of this program?
Good question. We expect to start seeing results later this month. Probably December is more realistic, but the assay labs keep delaying the release of these.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Second question regarding the capital structure. I don't know if you can see again the
Sorry, which one?
slide. Yeah. You have a lot of warrants.
Which one?
The capital structure.
Oh yeah. There you go. That?
No, the capital structure.
Oh, the first.
Yeah, I think the first one or second.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a lot of warrants.
Yep.
How has this happened?
I can read them out. The 45 million of them at 15 cents for 2 years came out in the IPO in December of last year. Mm-hmm. Then we have 11 million at 24 cents for 3 years, which also actually, sorry, the 15-cent one came out in the summertime. So with the Crescat financing. 11 million of them came out in the IPO at 24 cents and 28 cents, and 2.7 at 28 cents. Those are the IPO last December.
Okay, good. Quite interesting. And
For the area you're operating in Ontario, how is that forest fire impacting you or not?
It actually didn't this year. It could very easily happen next year. You know, northern boreal forest, it's fairly flat boreal forest up there. There's a lot of spruce and small other tamaracks and so forth, bogs and things. Northern Ontario, northern Manitoba, the northern portions of all the provinces are subject to probably, each province gets 1,500 forest fires every year, usually started by lightning. That's the natural part of it. So, yeah, it's a risk. This last summer there was a lot of fires and there was one nearby, but it didn't affect us. They were concerned about it affecting us, but.
The reason I ask is in some areas the government says, okay, there's no work for a couple of months at all. It's basically destroying your whole season.
Yeah. Yeah, fortunately we can work year round in the winter as well. I mean, what you can't do in the winter, of course, is surface geology. But you can do a lot of other things in the winter, and it's almost preferable because everything's frozen and you can go pretty much anywhere you want. Yeah, it's a risk. So far in my experience, the last 20 years in Ontario and Quebec, I've never seen or had any effect by forest fires. There is a period of time, however, during spring thaw and just before high summer season, where before the plants are actually starting to grow, where things are dry from the winter and before the leaves start sprouting, that you're limited as to when you can move heavy equipment around, heavy machinery around in the woods and in what we call the bush. So there's about a month there where you often have to lay low a little bit on moving equipment around.
okay, thank you very much, Eric.
Thank
I
you.
think we have to go on.
All right.
Okay.